What's going on, Warning Army? We have got to finish this Teatro series out before I go to this concert series because I am ready for it, and I am so ready to go to this show. We are just coming off Revenant, and I feel like that was like the appetizer, like at the dinner of like what I was asking for when it came to having Pal come like out from behind the kit and like be like more front center stage. She didn't give me exactly what I was asking for. Like she didn't give me full front woman vibes. Like, you know, she wasn't doing the whole crowd thing yet. And y'all have already let me know that Narcissista is on its way. And that is the one where I feel like that is more going to be that entree of what I was looking for. So I'm excited to definitely check that one out. And we are only a couple of songs away from getting to that one. And I think the next one on the list is finally going to be Kool-Aid Kids. So I'm finally checking out the actual song that they were referencing in Z when they made the reference to revolutionary Kool-Aid Kids. So I'm actually going to hear now the actual song Kool-Aid Kids itself. So I'm actually pretty excited for this. I don't know why I already kind of have like an expectation in my mind of what this is going to sound like. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of like erase that so I can have like a clean slate going into it. I don't want to have expectations. I feel like expectations going into songs has only gotten me in trouble recently. Let's face it, I got the best subs on YouTube and you guys give me a lot of grace, so I appreciate you guys so much. Let's get into Kool-Aid Kids. Baseline already.
Hey, you Kool-Aid kids, there's a traitor in our midst. Somebody's got a mind of their own.
Uh-oh.
Hey, you Kool-Aid kids, remember things are soft to face. Words will only make things worse.
Somebody told me that I pronounced Ale's name wrong, so if I'm off there, please let me know. So the first thing I want to say is I gotta give her the credit for that bass line because off the rip, it's engaging, it grips you into the story and makes you want to listen and actually pay attention. The light effects with the red lights were really cool. I like the fact that they've been switching the lights between the songs. Like, you know, when Money was playing, they had like the green light. Now they got the red again. They've been using the red a lot. Like, you know, obviously, like there's only so many colors you can use. But I like the fact that they're switching it around like between the songs. I feel like this song is really sticking on the same kind of theme and overall talking points that Z gave us. Really, at the time that they're writing this, really just kind of talking to like their peers, like other teenagers and other people who are amongst like the youth of like their communities and like their countries. The whole idea of like, I believe the children are the future because they're going to grow up and they're going to have kids, and that is the future process. And I feel like we go through this with every generation, that we try to heed a lot of warnings and give a lot of those warning signs that like, don't go too far into this, but I feel like all we do is just push them too far into that. And then they course correct that with their generation. And then just the process continues and continues and continues. But the overall messaging I really feel was more like a sign and a warning to just really not believe everything that you see and hear. Like we grew up, I mentioned this before, that there was a time when we expected like information sources to be accurate. And now with the internet, like, you know, you have to verify and double and triple check that like what you're getting is the actual truth and not just somebody's version of the truth. One of my favorite radio personalities says that nobody cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining. And ain't that just drinking the Kool-Aid? But at the end of the day, you could tie that to anything. You could tie that with like false promises, like within your careers and companies that you work for. Like you can tie these kind of concepts to almost everything. Like there is a the group of people out there that kind of control narratives, and it's whether or not you're listening to just everything that you're told, or whether or not you actually have a mind of your own and can think for yourself. Just don't drink the Kool-Aid, have your own thought process, and just respect other people's opinions. Not saying you have to agree, but just respect they believe it. It's not our jobs to tell everybody else that they're wrong. Boy, if we could just practice that a little bit, the world will be such a better place. Let's keep going.
You Kool-Aid kids, smile until you are dismissed. Happiness is not a choice. Hey, you Kool-Aid kids, you are never to resist. You belong, you are the voice. And it's hard to admit it's true. Oh, I may find it way too easy to be cruel. 'Cause you're every break, go hand in hand, but that's what it means to be human. Parades of a glass, and we drink it all again. Drink it all again. Down your cup so we don't drown. Another drink, another round. Down your cup so we don't drown. Another drink, another round. Down your cup so we don't drown. Another drink, another round. Down your cup so we don't drown. And we drink it all again. We drink it all again. We drink it all again. We drink it all again.
Overall, I really like the way that they told this story, really just making you think about, like, just to be weary of, like, people and being too trusty of those people in your lives. I feel like they did a lot of comparisons to, like, the idea of, like, I can't remember what the name of the cult was, but, like, the cult that drank a bunch of the Kool-Aid, if you will, and everybody just, died. I guess I really got that in, like, the verse when she was talking about, like, smile before you're dismissed. Like, you're not allowed to go nowhere, and you better be smiling while we're talking to you. You're not allowed to resist, but you belong here. I've watched a lot of documentaries. I've read books. It fascinates me that these people that do enjoy these kinds of things, because it's just a lot of, like, the loneliest people in the world that are just looking for a place to belong to and a place to feel accepted. And the way that they weaponize and use different tactics to, like, draw you in, to make you feel like you're a part of something, but also kind of, like, making you a prisoner of the moment. And, like, but you're not, but like I said, you better smile when you're here. You belong here, but you better do what I tell you. There's a lot of different groups, businesses, religions that use those same kind of tactics to make you feel like you belong somewhere and that you're part of a family, if you will. But at the same time, you better be doing exactly what we want you to do, or we're going to call you out about it. But by all means, have some Kool-Aid. Warning Army, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for hitting like on the video. And if you haven't joined the Foxtrot family, there is always room for you. Until next time, thanks for watching.